Going on, guys? Good morning. Taking a look at the markets, the 17th of August, 5:23 in the morning. Switching it up today. Going to look at a couple charts, a couple news articles, and take a look at the market after that as well. Over here, switching it up a bit, looking at the S&P 500 futures, September 22s. Looks like we're down 16 and a quarter points. One hell of a run from the bottom down in the 3650 range down in here. Currently up at 4291. Once we put in this higher low, it was straight up. And then we kept making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, up to another higher high right here. Markets look a little bit overheated. Definitely expecting some kind of a pullback here. And was actually surprised to see the market up the past 3 days. But when you get market sentiment where it was and things get oversold, the VIX spikes, a lot of fear out there, people calling for all kinds of negative things, end of the world stuff, market rallies on that. And that's what happened. So typical, good old bottom in place. A little overheated right now. I definitely expect a pullback of some sort. We could definitely pull back to 41, pretty much around anywhere around this high would be normal pullback, perhaps even a little deeper. Just my opinion. All right, guys, let's take a look. If you don't know, actually real quick, going back, if you don't know anything about the futures markets, you have the S&P 500 futures, which are the full size contracts. But if you're interested in trading the futures, they actually have micro S&P futures products. So do some research on the micro S&P 500 futures. They are a much, much smaller product. They're $5 a tick instead of $50 a tick. And then also much less buying power. Go over to the CME, do some research, go over to Tasty Trade, check that out, and learn about them. You have micro Dow, micro NASDAQ, micro S&P, all kinds of micro futures products, where you can still use leverage, but you're trading at a much smaller tick size, $5, not $50. Check them out if you are interested in using leverage and being involved in probably one of the most liquid markets, the S&P 500 futures. All right, we're going to jump over here to Twitterverse, see what's going on with all these people over here on Twitter. So kick this off with some of your favorites and then perhaps some of those not so favorite. Good old Jim Cramer here talking about BBBY, 65 million shares and 390 million shares traded. Is this mindless manipulation to break the shorts? I think the economy's viability is in question, but it has the ultimate opportunity to sell stock at least with an ATM. So BBBY, you've probably heard about it if you've been following the news. Let's check out a chart of BBBY and see what's going on. So this tweet was the yesterday Cramer came out with on the 16th. So let's take a look. Here's BBBY, Bed Bath and Beyond. This candle up here is yesterday's, and right there, that was a big day for, looks like it was a 29% day. It was actually much higher, but closed down probably halfway in its range. So that arrow right there is yesterday. So none of this really matters unless you were down in the stock at much lower prices. So where could you have gotten into this trade to capture what looks to be a couple 100% move? I mean, we went from $4 to $5 up to 28. So if you've been following the channel for a while, and if you have not, take a close listen to this. So right here we have a low. That low was 438. We have a rally. Here's our low. There's our rally. Here we have a higher low right here. Lower high. We get one more shakeout, which is right here. The 27th of July. That low is 468, which also undercuts the low of the 14th of July. This is a higher low off this all-time low here. That higher low was the first sign that this thing is heading higher. Now, you don't need to know, and you're not going to know, how much higher the price will go. But if you get used to looking at a higher high to come in, a higher low, followed by a higher high, which came in right here on the 2nd of August, you would be in this run here. Now, would you capture the whole thing? It depends. If you captured a portion of it, you would do very well. It all depends how long you're going to hold. The key is to look for those higher lows and then followed by a higher high, which came in right here on the 2nd of August. Some people, not financial advice, you look for a major low, which came in over here on the 1st of July. And then you'll look for some kind of a rally. And the key is to look for that pullback. You want that higher low. So you had a higher low here, then we rallied, then we undercut that low. And then again, we still have a higher low over here on the 26th of July. Some people do some buying right down in there, and then we'll do some more buying when we break that most recent high over here. And you would have partaked in this massive, massive rally. So Jim Cramer came out yesterday talking about BBY, and I didn't look at his Twitter feed. Maybe he's talking about BBY down here. I have no clue. I don't follow Jim Cramer. Could care less what he says, but it's interesting because this thing has made a huge run, and then he comes out and tweets about it yesterday. But like I said, he could have tweeted about it down in here. I didn't even look. So if you have a watch list or a stock screener on, stocks making higher lows, or however you can put that criteria in there, where they're at 52-week lows, and then you watch them for a print of a higher low, you could have partaked in this massive move. And let's say you bought in here and caught half this, you'd still be up 100, 200%. So just pretty interesting. Where could you have potentially got in this, and where you would be at right now? So have some gaps down in here, open gaps. Definitely found some resistance yesterday up in here, but doesn't mean this thing isn't going to go higher. I mean, from here up, it is uncharted territory, it looks like, at least in the recent year or two. But those who keep track of the charts and are looking for higher lows and higher highs, every once in a while you'll get in one of these home run trades and do very, very well. Just my thoughts, of course, not financial advice. All right, guys, let's jump back to some news here on Twitter. So over on, if you're familiar with XRP, you're probably familiar with Ripple. So Ripple tweeted this, this was yesterday. We're honored to be recognized for our continued exponential growth on the Inc. magazine, I believe that is, 5,000 list of the fastest growing private companies in America. So Ripple was listed in one of the 5,000 fastest growing companies on Inc. magazine. Very, very cool. XRP should do unbelievable long term. And once we get this lawsuit out of the way, I believe it all happens for a reason, to give XRP some clarity. Just my opinion, of course. Moving on here, check out some. So this is Tastyworks. So if you watched yesterday's video about Tastyworks trading platform, tastytrade, the research company. So here is 10 stocks that were the most traded in the first 40 minutes after the open yesterday, the 16th of August. So we have Tesla, number 1, not surprised. Walmart, number 2. Home Depot, number 3. Home Depot, by the way, has been a phenomenal long-term stock to hold. It has done unbelievable. We have going back to our Bed Bath & Beyond, we have Amazon, Target, Apple, NVIDIA, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, and good old MSFT, Microsoft. Pretty cool. 10 of the top traded stocks in Tastyworks yesterday. Moving on over to Mr. Elon Musk. Also, I am buying Manchester United. You're welcome. Now, so we're going to look at the chart, but then somebody asked if he's serious. No, this is a long-running joke on Twitter. I'm not buying any sports teams. Just for fun, we're going to look at the chart and see what's going on here with Manchester. So here we are, daily chart, New York Stock Exchange product here, looking at Manchester, and we'll do a quick rundown here, not spend too much time on it. So here is our low right here. We'll put a circle around that. Rally, higher low. Let's say you were to buy that higher low, not financial advice. What happened? We stair-stepped to the upside, another higher low, another higher high. Once again, we see that whole thing play out just like we did on BBBY. Let's say you picked up some shares here at the higher low, which is around 1091. Good for a 17% trade currently. Not too bad. All before Elon's tweet. Interesting how things work out. So that is MANU, Manchester. Not financial advice. Doesn't look like a buy right now, in my opinion, but perhaps down in that $10 range. Maybe a little bit different. Open gap up here. Looks like an open gap from 16 to 19. If you know anything about gaps get filled in the market. So if you're bullish on this thing, there is another reason to be even more bullish, is we have an open gap right here on Manchester. Pretty interesting. If anything, Elon Musk is selling into this move, and he is long from down in here. Take that for what it's worth. Over here to this, let's see here. So for anybody looking for a market crash who doesn't think the bottom is already in, here is some pretty cool vintage pictures here. Flashback to the Black Monday stock market crash with worldwide losses approximately 1.7 trillion, October 19th, 1987. Know some traders who were in the markets at those days. They don't forget, put it that way. Pretty cool picture here of a guy on the floor. I'm not sure where this, I don't know if this is the stock in Chicago or New York, But pretty funny, the guy over here smoking a cigarette. Probably won't see that anymore. Very cool picture. All the papers on the floor. Old school computers. I mean, look at these monitors with all the pricing. Very cool vintage stuff here. Another picture. The 87 stock market crash. Very, very cool. And it looks like this is the New York Stock Exchange, packed. Big money being made and lost every day. Definitely those days. And still today. So that's going to wrap it up for the news. Let's take a quick look over here at the crypto markets and some of your favorite cryptos. Kicking this off, we'll look at XRP here. XRP, so we started the move last night and then quickly got shut down once again. And you guessed it, got shut down at our 38,760. Market's having a tough time getting above that price. So looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the market has been trying to get above our 38,760 level. And it got shut down once again today, down basically flat, 0.1%. Got to keep your eye on that price for XRP. It's having a tough time getting above there. Taking a look over here at Casper. Casper, same thing, different price. 363. If you've been following the videos, you know that is a problem price right now. 363. If we can get above that, 41.5 is our target. But we have a problem right there. 363. Let me go do a 3-minute chart here. And as you can see it, here it is. 363. The price is having a problem. Having some trouble getting above that. It will eventually, but for right now, that is resistance at its best. What's going on here with Bitcoin? Bitcoin in a range between our 22,183, 25,726 ranges. Upper line, lower line, trading in between. Kind of looks like the rest of the market. Bitcoin Cash up slightly, but here is another resistance level right here, 145.49. This thing has had problems getting above that, as well as 156.21. So that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and consider doing so. Switch it up a little bit today. Look at a little bit of news over on Twitter, as the markets haven't been doing too much. Let's see what happens. I expect the S&Ps to have a pullback. So far, it looks like that'll be today, but it'll probably bleed into the rest of the week, and then maybe an update on Friday. Crypto markets perhaps will follow suit, and then maybe we'll see a big green day on Friday, getting these cryptos like Casper and XRP to get above our closest overhead resistance and moving on up to our upper targets. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Catch you in the next video. Take care.